Hello everyone. Today, I am going to explain a movie called Freddy. The film starts with Freddy, an endearing yet socially awkward dentist, rehearsing a carefully crafted self-introduction for an upcoming date. After 5 years of using a dating app, he finally gets a match. Nervously waiting in a restaurant, he is visibly anxious when his date arrives. His struggle to behave naturally is so noticeable that she decides to end the date early. Disheartened, Freddy returns home and shares the day's events with his patient pet tortoise and confidant Hardy. The subsequent evening, engrossed in his favorite hobby of painting model airplanes, Freddy's phone rings. A mysterious woman on the other end, who has seen his dating profile, expresses interest in meeting him. Filled with hope, Freddy agrees and anticipates the meeting at the restaurant the next day. However, she fails to show up. Shortly after, Freddy finds himself at a wedding with his aunt, who playfully teases him about his single status and shyness. She points out a young woman, suggesting he introduce himself. Summoning courage, Freddy approaches the woman, Canis. Just as he begins conversing, he is interrupted by a drunken man named Rustam, who angrily confronts them. Rustam shoves Freddy and leaves with Canis. Surprisingly, Canis visits Freddy's dental clinic the next day, needing a wisdom tooth extraction. After a brief examination, he schedules an X-ray and an appointment for the following day. As Canis is about to leave, she reveals a personal detail. She knew Freddy's late mother, a renowned cellist who inspired her to learn the instrument. Canis had to give up her passion after marriage. The next day, Canis returns for her procedure, and after suggesting general anesthesia for her comfort, Freddy privately confesses his love to her while she's sedated. Post-procedure, Freddy inquires about allergies, prescribes medication, and schedules a follow-up. Intrigued, he retrieves her address from medical records and pays an unsolicited visit. From a distance, he witnesses Rustam assaulting Canis due to her relationship with Freddy. Unable to intervene due to his uninvited presence, Freddy retreats. Haunted by a traumatic childhood memory of his parents' deaths, Freddy has a restless night. When Canis misses her follow-up appointment, Freddy calls her, stressing its importance. After hesitation, she agrees to meet. The bruises on her face hint at Rustam's abuse. In a quiet corner of a park over ice cream, Canis opens up about the extent of her tormented marriage with Rustam. The following day, Freddy goes shopping for new attire, shoes, and even gets a haircut, all in preparation for his upcoming date with Canis. They start seeing each other more frequently, and it doesn't take long before they develop deep feelings for each other. Whenever she has spare time, especially when Rustam is away at work, she manages to find a way to spend time with Freddy. During a movie outing, Freddy kisses her, but she abruptly leaves, worrying him. Unable to reach her over the phone, he visits her house, only to discover her badly bruised due to Rustam's repeated violence. After offering comfort, Freddy proposes marriage, but she declines, reminding him she's already married. However, she confesses that things might have been different if she were single. That night, Freddy contemplates their situation deeply. By morning, he has formulated a plan and meets with Canis to share his intention of killing Rustam so they can be together. This shocks Canis, and she rejects his proposal. Despite his determination and insistence, she refuses. He presses her to choose for a better future, and eventually she agrees. They decide to stay apart until everything is settled. In the subsequent weeks, Freddy secretly observes Rustam's nightly routines, noting his predictable midnight runs. He spots an opportunity and follows Rustam one night, committing a terrible act by running him down. Panicked, he flees to his remote farmhouse. Over the next 2 weeks, Freddy remains hidden and enlists local help to repair the car damage. To divert suspicion, he engages in charitable work for the villagers, hoping to redeem himself. Back in the city, Rustam's death attracts police attention. The investigation narrows in on Freddy, and the net tightens around him. After 2 weeks, Freddy goes to Canis, hoping for a warm reception, but instead, a stranger opens her door. It's revealed to be Canis's secret boyfriend. This revelation shatters Freddy, realizing he was manipulated by Canis. His misguided efforts to save her and build a life were part of her scheme. Coming to terms with the fact that he was used not only for Rustam's murder, but also to help Canis inherit and manage Rustam's restaurant with her true love, Raymond, Freddy grieves alone. In an act of anguish, he sets fire to the clothes he bought for their planned dates. The next day, Freddy visits Canis's restaurant and orders a glass of milk. He stares intensely at the staff, unsettling them. Raymond approaches and spits in Freddy's milk. Unfazed, Freddy continues drinking and asks Canis for an apology. Before she can respond, Raymond strikes Freddy, warning him that they possess incriminating photos and messages. Raymond threatens to involve the police if Freddy doesn't stop. Driven by revenge, Freddy carefully plots his retaliation. He observes Raymond and Canis leaving their home one afternoon and arranges for a locksmith to breach their front door. Inside, he spikes their food with a potent sleeping agent, capitalizing on Canis' allergies. He also adds dishwasher soap to her face wash, exploiting her medical history. He removes her allergy medications as well. However, Raymond and Canis return unexpectedly, and Freddy narrowly avoids detection, hiding on a bedroom windowsill while they share an intimate moment in the adjacent room. Seizing a brief opportunity, he escapes later that night, confident that his tampering with their food will render them incapacitated. He returns silently, entering their bedroom to access Canis's phone and erase any incriminating photos and messages. To create an alibi, he sends himself a text from her phone, implying she had borrowed his car that day. Shifting his focus to Raymond, who is unconscious, Freddy takes out his anger on him through a series of brutal blows, further advancing his malicious plans. Secretly, Freddy removes brake fluid from their car, and as morning breaks, Canis awakens to a severe allergic reaction, prompting terrified screams. Frantically, she urges Raymond to rush her to the hospital. However, their car's brakes fail during their drive, leading to a horrifying crash. Although they survive the accident, their troubles are far from over. The following day, Canis receives a shocking call. The health inspector informs her that her restaurant has been temporarily shut down due to a scathing online review. A customer claims to have found a lizard in their dish, complete with photographic evidence. Upon arriving at the restaurant to assess the damage, Canis and Raymond's personal lives are further invaded. Freddy, on his vengeful spree, has hacked Raymond's Facebook account and posted an intimate photograph of the couple, triggering public outrage. Amid the uproar, Canis and Raymond argue, but when their manager describes the guest who found the lizard, Canis realizes that Freddy is orchestrating these cruel twists of fate. In a state of fury, the couple heads to Freddy's residence with intentions of confronting him physically. However, upon arrival, they are met with flashing police lights. Freddy has preemptively alerted the police to their coming. Desperate to prove Freddy's guilt, Canis and Raymond share their accusations of his involvement in Rustam's death and recent hardships. However, lacking solid evidence, their claims sound like unfounded rants, especially considering Freddy's positive reputation in the town. Several days later, after a calm stroll with his aunt, Freddy returns home to chaos. The sight of a bullet by his door and the destruction inside his apartment is chilling. Suspecting Canis and Raymond's involvement, he calls them, accusing and taunting them. He had foreseen their retaliation and left a potentially dangerous snake in their living space. The couple's fear and anxiety escalate as they search for the snake, prompting them to retreat to a motel for safety. Before leaving, they cruelly inform Freddy that they turned his pet turtle into soup, a claim confirmed by CCTV footage. Seeing an opportunity to manipulate the situation, Freddy enlists a homeless man to mislead the police with a fabricated eyewitness account of Rustam's murder, indirectly implicating himself by giving the homeless man his license plate number. When the police arrive at his clinic, Freddy skillfully shifts blame to Raymond, portraying him as the true culprit. He showcases fabricated messages that he sent to himself, painting a picture of Raymond's supposed guilt. To strengthen his case, Freddy provides CCTV footage of Canis and Raymond breaking into his apartment. As the police view the couple as primary suspects, they summon Canis and Raymond for questioning. Meanwhile, Freddy calls the couple, promising to end the ordeal if they meet him at his farmhouse and offer a heartfelt apology. Desperate for a resolution, the couple agrees, but Freddy's request for them to bring a suitcase heightens the mystery. As they approach the farmhouse amidst stormy weather, Freddy greets them calmly. However, the sight of a gun on the counter sends shock waves of fear through the couple. When Canis attempts to seize the weapon, she finds it empty. Raymond attacks Freddy, and they struggle. Freddy activates a hidden taser, incapacitating both Canas and Raymond. As they regain consciousness, Freddy reveals his sadistic plan, extracting each tooth from the helpless couple. When the ordeal ends, Freddy unceremoniously dumps them into a freshly dug pit, preparing to bury them alive. As he finishes, he buries Canas and confesses his love for her before lying down atop her grave. The movie concludes with a camera zoom out on Freddy as he smiles, lying on the ground. Subscribe